Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in the Nerd Cage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
Yes, hello and welcome. That's right, you're trapped in Nerd Cage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight. I am your co-host, Jay St. G, coming to you live from Syracuse, New York, and always with me, my man, The Fiend, from Louisville, Mark Withers. What's shaking, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Super excited to be here as usual. Last week, I know we hit you guys with a very long X-Men episode, but this time we're going to kind of shift gears and try something brand new. We're going to do something that we like to call a rapid fire episode. And what we mean by that is that we're going to take a number of topics, since we had such a very packed, super important news week with a lot of different topics. We're going to try and hit as many of those topics as possible inside of 30 minutes. We don't know if we can do it. We're going to try.
Yes.
Yeah, but before we get started, I kind of wanted to touch base with the people who didn't watch our live show this past week. We had a very special announcement. Jay, you want to let them know what it was?
Yes. So yours truly, Johnny Cage himself, the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Master Daniel Pesina, is coming live on this show Thursday, August 20th at 8 p.m. We encourage you to be there. Golden opportunity to ask Master Pesina live questions. It's going to be a live discussion. You can ask him questions about Mortal Kombat, martial arts, whatever. This should be a blast. We are so looking forward to having him on the show.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time, so definitely tune in. And with that down, let's go ahead and start with our very first topic. You and I, a few weeks ago, Jay, we talked about Bill and Ted Face the Music and the trailer that they dropped and how we were both excited about it. Well, we just got word that that film is actually going to be going straight to VOD. It's going to be going to streaming, I believe.
And movies. It's going to do
right.
both.
It's going to be like a PVOD. Yeah. So it's going to be a simultaneous theatrical release, but it's also going to be available for streaming on demand. And I believe the date is, what is it, September 21st? Do I have that right?
I thought it was September 1st.
September 1st, right.
Tuesday, so, September 1st.
Right.
Same week as The Boys.
Right. Now I feel
a great week.
Now, normally, you know how I feel normally about how I think it's dangerous to do like new movies going straight to video and how that could potentially lose a lot of money. But in this case, I think it's smart because it's only, they only spent about $10 million to make this. And it's a similar kind of budget range to The Invisible Woman. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a good situation for them where they could actually make a whole lot of money here. So what do you think about that?
I'm 100% on board. I think it's not a huge budget movie, so I figured there should be some kind of return if it goes to VOD. I think a lot of people are excited for it, and this is a great decision.
Right. That's one thing that I think we agree on. Okay,
and the trailer was great. Did you see the new trailer?
I have not seen the new trailer yet.
Okay, so long story short, before we go on to the next topic, so this new trailer, Bill and Ted go to the future, their daughters go to the past. So this looks like this is going to be an absolute blast. I cannot wait. It's just all the tropes are there. I'm very much looking forward to it. So, all right, let's move on to our next topic.
Next one, rapid fire.
Yes. So, as it's been hitting the rounds of the internet real quick here, and I got my King Kong shirt on today, the first official image, not exactly an image of the movie, but it's promotional material. There is a leaked image out there of Godzilla vs. Kong from all the toys. The toys, so here's what happened. I was just telling Mark before we went on air that the movie got postponed to May of 2021, but all the merchandise, not all of it got postponed. So there's a handful of merchandise, the NECA toys to be exact, are out there now. Walmart is selling the toys, and with the toys on the back of the box has an image of Godzilla and Kong on a aircraft carrier, and it's a pretty cool image. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty interesting spoiler too. Kind of lets you know, like, gives you some indication of what's probably going to be happening in the film. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is our first. Here's the big thing about it. This is our first look at Kong. Because in Skull Island, he's only 100 feet tall. Godzilla's 400 feet tall, so Kong grew. He juiced up. Roids and them bananas, man.
Or Godzilla's drunk. We don't know.
So and that's maybe why the movie was postponed. Maybe Kong's just working out and he needs to, size up to Godzilla.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He got a good look at him. He's like, wait, hold on. We need more time.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I think both monsters look pretty damn badass. I mean, then again, it's just a promotional image, not actual footage. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But it's cool that it's out there and it's making the rounds around the internet. And I think most fans are pretty pleased. I think they're pleased. I'm personally pretty hyped. So, all right, next topic, man.
So this past week, San Diego Comic-Con at home commenced. For people who don't know, because of the pandemic, the official Comic-Con got canceled, and instead they've sort of put this thing together where you can kind of check out, these different comic book panels at home. Yeah. So New Mutants actually had a panel, I believe it was 3 days ago, where they dropped a brand new trailer and they gave us some information about
the opening scene, the opening credit scene.
Yeah, I think it was like it was the first few minutes of the film. And so while I didn't sit in on that panel, I did see the trailer, and it is phenomenal. Like,
yes,
it makes me even more. I was already excited for it, but it made it even that much more exciting, particularly with the character of Magic, which we really haven't seen, her use her powers in any of these. Any of these previous trailers. We really get a good look at what she can do. So I, for one, can't wait for this. And another thing about it is that while there's been all this speculation about it possibly getting delayed again or going straight to VOD, they've kind of given us this indication that they're going to try and keep their August 28th date.
Yep.
So what do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing, man. With Bill and Ted doing both, it makes you wonder if New Mutants will follow. I mean, I know they want to keep that August date, but if you really, really think about it, I mean, I don't think theaters are going to be ready. I think they might pull a Bill and Ted and just do both. And I think Disney Plus really, really wants to do this.
Well, if it does go to streaming, I don't think it's going to go to Disney Plus. I think that there are contractual obligations, specifically with HBO, that would keep them from doing that. So
you never know, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible, right? So Disney could conceivably buy out the HBO contract and then allow them to stream it on Disney Plus. I don't know that would then make it worth it for them, in terms of the revenue that would be lost, as opposed to simply waiting it out, or maybe putting it to sort of a PVOD platform where maybe you pay $20 or $30 to watch it, like on Amazon or something like that. But there are some hurdles that that probably need to be considered if they're going to do that. But I think if they were gonna do something like that, they would have announced it at that panel. So I still think that they're probably trying to hold on kind of for dear life, and hope that there's sort of a light at the end of this August tunnel. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm here for it either way.
Yes, no, keep it in the streaming apps here. It looks like DC Universe app, which I'm a huge fan of, stopped their annual purchases.
Right. Yeah. So that's another interesting thing. I think we all kind of, see where this is. Yeah, we've seen the progression, and we kind of get the idea of what's about to happen. I think that this is a significant sign that they're going to be folding DC Universe into HBO Max.
Yeah, and you know what? I wouldn't call it a failure. This is not a failure from DC by any stretch, because they've pumped out some great materials. We got 3 really good shows out of it: Harley Quinn, Titans, and Doom Patrol. And you know what? It looks like they're all going to go to HBO Max. You know what? That's the legacy. The legacy of the DC app may have been short-lived, But you know what? It pumped out some great material. So I wouldn't call it a failure.
I wouldn't either. And the idea of kind of mixing, you know, like traditional video content with, you know, it like an online comic book platform, you know, that hadn't yet been done. Yeah. And if HBO Max is smart, they'll keep the comic portion of it, and they'll just simply roll that app into, you know, that full app into the HBO Max app. The only concern that I have about it is that HBO Max is still not available on Roku and Amazon. So, so I'm kind of hoping
another story for another day.
Right. So I'm kind of hoping that DC Universe sticks around at least until they work that part out. Otherwise, you know, you're going to lose a lot of the subscribers that you already have.
Yes, and keep it in the same realm of DC. We had a whole bunch of updates the other day of the Snyder Cut, and it's very exciting. So I actually took a few notes here. So Black Suit Superman was revealed yesterday at the Justice Con. So I don't know if you remember in the original trailer, and it ended up being deleted, where you see Alfred and he says, "We hope you're not too late." That was the scene that Zack Snyder revealed. And it was like a 10-second clip. It was oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on Alfred there. What's Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons was working in the Wayne garage, and then comes descending down Superman in the black suit, and it looks awesome. Black suit, silver crest, silver cape, and I'm lit. I'm excited, and I loved it. And then he's like, "You must be Alfred," and then it was great. It broke the internet, and I was thrilled to see it. So some notes from Zack Snyder. I watched the panel. He said he had nothing to do with Joss Whedon. He said the moment he dropped out of Justice League, he was completely out of the picture, and he went to go with his family. DC Fandom, which is coming up next month, is when they're going to reveal whether Snyder Cut's going to be a full movie or a series. They're kind of hinting it's going to be a series. And then there's going to be more footage in a trailer at the DC Fandom. And that's all I got.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see the panel, but I watched a portion of the Grace Randolph interview, and I looked at some of the, you know, I looked at that clip a couple of times just to see what Easter eggs might be there. But I was excited as you, as excited as you were to kind of see the black suit and to kind of, you know, because not only does it visually look awesome, but it kind of gives us that indication that, like, okay, we're going to get the movie that we expected the first
and
time.
Cable's going to have a much larger role in this version.
Right. I like, you know, I was reading an article about, you know, some of the questions that were being asked, and I guess someone had asked him, like, well, do you feel like you've had to compromise this time around versus the 2017 version? And his response to that was literally like, no compromises. That was like his response. So that gives us a pretty good indication of, like, okay, whatever this version turns out to be, this is 100% his vision. So for better or worse, you know, there's not going to be any more of this. Well, the studio got involved and they said this and they made me do that. This is Zack Snyder's version. Now, I really, really hope that it's as awesome as we kind of suspect that it's going to be.
Absolutely.
You know, so we'll see.
We're gonna know more next month.
Right.
All right. So moving on now, we got one of the pleasant surprises coming out last year on Hulu was the Wu-Tang American Saga. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It blew my mind. Listen, I was expecting it to be bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. A Hulu original, you know, a bunch of unknowns. It's just, as much as I love Wu-Tang Clan, I kind of had, like, you know, the low expectations. But man, this show far exceeded, and I'm really looking forward to season 2. And RZA just came out and said that God is going to play a big role going into season 2, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. You know, like I halfway expected to see God in the season one, you know, in season 1, but I understand they're telling a very detailed story in chronological order, and he wasn't a part of the group yet. I'm really interested to see who they're going to cast, because everybody in season 1 seemed to be perfectly cast. You know, the guy,
especially Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah, I mean,
my goodness,
Yeah, they really did
I
a great
couldn't
job.
believe how they nailed that.
Yeah, they really did. And also with Dave East playing Method Man. I mean, I think he's been doing an amazing job, in that show. Can't wait to see more of them. Can't wait to see, the saga, like from where it actually left off, I know.
It ended on a cliffhanger.
It ended on an amazing cliffhanger. And, I'm here for this one. I'm really excited about it.
Okay, and moving on, we had a bunch of delays. So, Mark, I'll let you take this one.
Right. So we have a ton of delays, which I don't think I don't think that surprises anyone. So Mulan got pushed back. A Quiet Place 2, which should already be in theaters, that got delayed
again.
Top Gun. All of
that makes sense though. Top Gun is a summer movie.
Sure. And all of the MCU stuff. Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision. Those shows, I think we kind of expected that they would be pushed back. I'm kind of bummed out, particularly about the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, because that is the main reason why I signed up for Disney Plus. That's what I was saying.
I think among all of the MCU shows, that's the most interesting one. I'm sorry, I can't get into WandaVision, but Falcon Winter Soldier at least brings the series, the MCU forward. So yeah,
I think WandaVision will too, because that is supposed to lead directly into the second Doctor Strange movie. Yeah. So I'm not as excited to see that one, but I'm definitely excited to see Falcon and Winter Soldier. And they're only 9 days out from completing filming. So it's kind of like one of those things like, man, you're so close. Figure out a way to make it work. But I understand. And, at this point, I kind of feel like 2020 might be done in terms of
major movies,
trying to get films out. I think it's a wash at this point because things are just going to keep getting pushed back. You might as well set release dates for 2021 for everything.
Absolutely. Next, so we also got a quick teaser of a new TV show, Chucky.
Yep.
Okay, so my thoughts real quick. I'm in the minorities here. I actually liked the Mark Hamill Chucky. Right. Personally, I know a lot of people hated it, but the way I looked at it, it was a completely different take on the character.
Right.
And it was different. I feel like it was miles better than the majority of the sequels. It's not going to be ever better than the first one, though.
Okay.
This new series takes place post Curse of Chucky or whatever. It's still Brad Dourif. It's his version of Chucky. It's the original timeline. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. I wasn't asking for a Chucky show, but looking back at other horror TV shows, Hannibal was most excellent, and so was Bates Motel.
Bates Motel was amazing.
I'm hoping that Chucky can keep the horror TV series thing going and give us a solid series whenever that decides to come out.
I'll be honest with you. I have zero interest in this show. I'm not a Child's Play fan. I watched the first one. I didn't really care for it. I think the idea of like a possessed doll has been done. That trope has been done much better in other franchises. Annabelle's a good example, but I just kind of find the concept kind of silly, and maybe that's what works for it. But I just don't really have a whole lot of interest in it.
Well, the thing is, it's just that I think a lot of people hated the Mark Hamill version, and I think the diehard Chucky fans who love Brad Dourif are excited to have Brad Dourif back in the role. I think that's really what it comes down to. But again, I wasn't asking for a Chucky series, but like I said, I had no expectations for Bates Motel or Hannibal for that matter, and they both turned out to be really good. So
Bates Motel was an amazing surprise. Like I really thought that was gonna be garbage, and I watched like the first 2 seasons and loved it.
I stayed for the whole ride.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga
was whatever, but the characters and the story were great.
Right.
All right, so next, going back to movie delays, apparently the Mortal Kombat movie reboot is sticking to January 15th for now. This may be the movie, no longer Tenet, because Tenet's been delayed indefinitely. Right. Mortal Kombat could very well be the movie that saves the movie theaters.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah. Like if they're sticking to their date which makes a lot of sense because I think it's far enough out to where we have a legitimate chance of theaters opening before then.
And there's no other releases coming in January.
Right, exactly. It's not going to be bogged down by a very busy film schedule where it could get overshadowed. It's kind of got that date, you know, that week all to itself, possibly that month all to itself. We really don't know, you know. So yeah, I mean, it really could be. I mean, we don't know if, because Dune still kept its date though, right?
Dune's still in December. Yeah, Dune has
Top Gun, so
that's the thing. Top Gun moved, Dune stayed.
Right. So obviously, you know, they're a little more confident that we're going to have theaters open around that time. So I think that those particular dates in December and January are far enough away to where we have a really good chance of kind of like getting people back in theaters at that time.
And we did get a little bit of tidbit of the, although there hasn't been a trailer yet, the movie's been done filming for over a year now, and they're working on special effects. So they did an interview with Louis Tan, who's one of the lead actors, and the rumor has it he's going to be Johnny Cage. Has not been confirmed, but the rumor, all the signs point to him being Johnny Cage. And he just came out and said a couple days ago saying, oh my God, the fatalities, they don't hold back, and it's gross, and it made me sick to my stomach. You guys are in for a shock. And I'm just like, yes.
I know you.
And they're saying it's gonna be practical with CGI. I'm like, yes. I'm all for the fatalities. Newcomer director Simon McQuaid. He's got a tall order. I really hope he can pull this off. I'm really looking forward to this.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it too, man. I can't wait for it to come out. So, next up is so. You know, we had a pretty sad weekend in terms of celebrities that we lost. You know, Regis Philbin, you know, which, you know, I grew up watching live with Regis and Kathy Lee, and you know, and he had a couple shows before that. I mean, you know, what can you say about this guy? You know, like
he's a true New Yorker, a true gentleman, an astonishing personality. I loved him. Yeah,
I mean, you know, even without seeing him, if you just heard his voice and you like heard him talk for a few seconds, you'd know it's him. He's just like one of a kind, and he will definitely be missed. John Saxon, you know, a lot of people may not recognize that name, but you definitely would recognize his face. I mean, he was a big part of like 70s action and horror.
Enter the
Dragon. He was also in Black Christmas. I remember him more
Nightmare
fondly.
On Elm Street.
Yeah, like he was he was a police officer in Nightmare on Elm Street. Am I right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a little bit younger. I'm a little bit older than you. So I remember him specifically as Maskatron from the $6 Million Man, which was a show that came out.
Oh yeah, the Bionic Woman spinoff.
Yeah. So he played like this bionic man that had the ability to like change his face. He could like basically take on the identity of other people. That is who I remember him best as. But I mean, he's had a pretty long-standing career beyond the 70s and 80s up to now, and he, you know. Yeah, he had an excellent career, and you know, like again, you know, may he rest in peace. We also lost a Hollywood legend, one of the last, actually the last star of classic Hollywood, Olivia de Havilland. She passed away this weekend at the age of 104 years old.
That's a long, good life, though.
That is incredible. Like whatever she was doing, I want to be doing.
Absolutely.
So, you know. But she had a phenomenal career, best known for Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, yeah.
And lastly, one of the founding members of Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green, who passed away. Yeah. So they say these things normally come in threes, but in this case, you know, in fours.
Yeah, I just want to share a couple quick memories of Regis and John Saxon real quick before we move on to our last topic. For me, Regis, to me, what Regis meant to me was, whenever I was homesick from school or took a day off from school, I would watch Regis.
Yep.
That and the Price is Right. That's like this. So when I think of Regis, I think of being home from school. And my other happy memory of Regis is I loved his episode on Seinfeld, where Kramer had the coffee table book.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, that was funny. Yeah,
that was
Regis,
a great
Regis
episode.
was truly one of a kind. And then John Saxon again. To me, Enter the Dragon may be the most important martial arts action movie of all time. Without Enter the Dragon, there's no Bloodsport, there's no Mortal Kombat, there's no Bruce Lee. Like, Enter the Dragon was it, and he was pivotal in that movie. He was so great opposite of Bruce. I'm definitely going to miss him, and I have my Bruce Lee Criterion collection on the way. Should be arriving in August. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'll probably watch Enter the Dragon sometime tonight or tomorrow in honor of John Saxon. He was a great actor.
And anyway, before we go, so Mark, quick follow-up to last week.
Yeah, so last week, as I was mentioning earlier in the episode, we did a special X-Men episode, and in that we kind of talked about our top. Well, we ranked our X-Men movies from number 1 to number 12.
Yeah.
And we wound up talking about X-Men Days of Future Past. And Jay kind of mentioned something called the Rogue Cut, which I had never heard of before.
And if you didn't hear about it, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who never heard of it or weren't aware of it.
Right. So I managed to track this movie down, this version. I watched it. And although there are only a few scenes kind of added to it, those scenes sort of change they sort of change the focus of the film somewhat, and kind of give you a different perspective of what was going on in the movie. Kind of adds a little bit of depth. I loved it. I think that this is the version that they should have released. I'm not sure why they kept Rogue out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll never know. But
we'll never know.
If you can get your hands on this version, watch it.
Right. I mean, it could have been a time thing, but I don't think it's a contractual thing because they wound up eventually releasing it, But at any rate, I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend other people watch it as well.
Absolutely. So, I don't know, how'd you like that rapid fire? Whew.
How did we do on
tiring?
Did we make the 30 minutes? I'm curious.
We went a little bit over, but the fact that we crammed that much in there is pretty damn awesome. Awesome. So anybody that's listening at home, if you like this format, let us know.
Yes, please let us know. This was a lot of fun for us. So
it was.
We're always trying things, trying to do things new. We're trying to figure out, what works and what doesn't work. This was a fun episode for us to kind of just rifle through all these different topics. So let us know if you enjoy this. We'll do a little bit more of it.
Yes, and of course, before we go, we just want, again, friendly reminder, mark your calendars for Thursday, August 20th at 8 p.m. Master Daniel Casina joins NerdCage Live for a live Q&A. So a golden opportunity. If you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, jump into the chat, ask Master Casina questions. We're going to be asking questions. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're very much looking forward to having them on. So we really encourage you to be there, talk about martial arts, Mortal Kombat, and more. It should be an absolute blast.
It's going to be a lot of fun. For you guys that do not know, this is the original Scorpion, the original Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Reptile.
And he helped put together Mortal Kombat. He was crucial in the creation of the game.
Right. He was pivotal in its creation. And so we are honored to have him as a guest. We have a lot of questions for him. We know you guys do too. So make sure that you tune in.
Absolutely. So before we go, we pretty please ask you to like, comment, ring that bell, spread this show like fucking syphilis. And so to you, I say, from Louisville to Syracuse to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live, enjoy life, stay safe, and good night.
Sayonara.